I'm good at debating. That's it, I'm just good at it. It's one of my defining characteristics, and it's one of many reasons why people don't like me. Ever since I was a kid, I always enjoyed discussing topics that intrigue me, and I'll tell you something right now. Most arguments I've had with people in the real ended the same way. The other person would yell at me, calling me an opinionated asshole, or they'd say, well, that's just your opinion, or some other bullshit. It's an admission of defeat. I understand the art of debating very well. It's one of the few things I'm actually good at, which is why my YouTube channel is oriented around critical gaming content. Arguing and debating is intrinsic to criticism. Over the past few months, with my online presence beginning to grow, I've been talking to a lot more people and having a lot more debates online, which is both good and fucking bad. When it comes to a discussion with one of my own subscribers, the discussion is generally enjoyable for both sides. You guys are smart and have valid points, so when I have a discussion with you, it's always fun and often we end up reaching some middle ground. Unfortunately, the amount of smart people online is fucking eclipsed by the amount of dubstep swilling dipshits whose brains are about as functional as a fucking virtual boy. I've had the misfortune of talking to a wide variety of idiots online during the past year or so. Sony fanboys, Xbots, Nintendo drones, Day One DLC defenders, Valve haters, EA fanboys, and yes, they do exist. And the same thing can be said for all of these people. They cannot argue for their fucking life. So, to help those people get better at arguing their fundamentally flawed points, and as a guide for you smarter people, so you can avoid some serious headaches, I present to you 3 very simple steps on how to debate gaming topics properly. Step 1. Research and think. This really shouldn't need explaining, and yet it does. When you enter a discussion, know what the fuck you were talking about. Do your research before you leave a comment, make a video, or before you start writing an article, or fucking anything. Just research the topic. It's not hard. There is nothing worse than getting halfway through a debate only to realize you're absolutely wrong. And because so many people online can't say, actually, yeah, I'm wrong, my bad, the conversation starts to slip into the realm of sheer fuckery. Not only should you research before you speak, but actually think about it too. The fact of the matter is that when it comes to gaming, there is a lot of misinformation out there. And when you just accept information for face value without thinking about it, you are shooting yourself in the foot. The past few years should have proven to you, without a doubt, that when it comes to gaming, you really can't trust a fucking word from any publisher or developer, or even a lot of gaming media. When you come across information, really think about it and form a logical conclusion based on what the information states, who stated it, and the potential motives. You've got a brain, fucking use it. Step 2. Keep the conversation on topic. When you're debating an idiot or someone who can't argue, many things will occur. Often the person will try to shift the conversation onto you in what I and many dub as sidestepping. Who are you? Why you're asking these questions? What your motives are, and any other bullshit they can think of. Politicians do this all the time. And how the fuck do you think social justice warriors manage to shift Gamergate away from ethics and journalism onto feminism and gamers? By shifting the conversation onto you. This is particularly apparent among fanboys who will often resort to petty insults. Insults such as, you're a virgin, which is just fucking stupid because it doesn't mean anything. You're gay, which isn't even an insult. It'd be like me saying you're white. And things along that line. Often these insults are poorly worded or have no context. They're the kind of insults you hear from an 11-year-old who just discovered the word fuck for the first time. When you start discussing a topic with an idiot like this, whether they be some Sony fuck you encountered on N4G or a Nintendo drone on Gaming Battlegrounds, make sure you do everything you can to keep the conversation on the original topic. If they try to shift it onto you or any other topic, shift it right the fuck back. The more you allow yourself to get sidetracked, the more likely the other person won't get eviscerated, and that is the main goal of any discussion. I learned this a long time ago, and I've employed this in all of my debates since. Step 3. Ask simple questions. This is where you can really start tripping people up. When people observe a conversation from the outside looking in, the best way to show those people how solid your arguments are is to ask very simple questions. I'm talking yes or no questions, or at the very most, a question that can be answered in a line or two. If your opponent is right, they should be able to answer those questions with ease. People who are wrong can't. When you're debating someone who is clearly wrong, this is where you can win the argument decisively. People who can't argue sidestep all the time, and it's your job to point out when these people sidestep and continue to ask them very simple questions, because at this stage, the other person usually knows deep down that they're wrong, but they won't admit it. Just keep pushing them to answer simple questions. Lead them by the hand to the point where you can back their ass into a corner, and I fucking guarantee you they will run away. They always do. I've yet to meet a fanboy that said to me, actually, Fringy, you're right here, I'm wrong, you win, and I doubt I ever will. I know it's hard to admit the fault. Fortunately for me, I rarely need to, because when I make a video or start a discussion, I know my shit, I think before I say, and I know how to debate. So there you go. Those are my 3 simple steps on how to have a proper gaming debate. If you're in a debate with a fanboy or a moron and you know it, follow these simple steps and the win is guaranteed. Hasn't failed me for years. It's got the FringyGaming seal of approval, which unlike a Teen's Choice Award, actually fucking matters.